If in your travels you should find yourself in lovely St. Ives in autumn, look in on my Aunt Eugenia at number 7 Dove Lane. Mention my name. If you are appropriately dressed and she finds you interesting, she will serve you hot Persian tea in a small glass cup with an ornate brass holder and will insist that you take 2 lumps of sugar. You must hold the cube in your mouth and let the tea saturate it. It will be an experience. When you've settled into her white wicker chair, ask her about the portrait hanging in prominence on her wall, the gypsy with an eye patch, and she will regale you with stories that you will not soon forget. I only hope that you will be wearing the peridot green velvet. Borzoi dogs, also known as Russian wolfhounds, are beautiful, intelligent, gentle, and quiet. Don't ask them to hunt. You might not like what you see. If you treat them like czars and czarinas, they will be perfect companions. The shimmering emerald gown and richly embroidered cape in colors of deep ochre, red and blue, trimmed in gold, will make any woman feel like Russian royalty. Bring on the Borzoi. Black ice is dangerous for one who is moving too fast. It's best to slow down. Enjoy the curves. The black ice gown, a slow dance. Norma Jean could have worn this. She was tiny by today model standards, but she had perfect proportions. And that face, when she turned on the Marilyn, she was irresistible. Many have tried to imitate her, unsuccessfully, of course. She was a moment, the likes of which will never be seen again. Her halcyon days in New York, where she felt free from her Hollywood image, were her very best days, in my opinion. And New York loved her. We all did, and still do. Blindingly beautiful. The copper sequin gown is cut high to expose the perfect long leg. Wear it with a headdress designed by a Russian count in his spare time, of which he had plenty. He was inspired by the work of Fabergé, as so many were. He created it in copper sequins, pearls, and diamonds, because he felt that gold was just too gauche. While wearing this gown, move carefully so as not to blind the paparazzi. Pearls. Always demure? Not on this gown. Sequins shimmer on deep plum velvet, but one may not notice because of the pearls, which are so enchantingly draped over décolleté and curve of hip. They are sewn onto fine, invisible netting that holds them in place. And yes, you may dance without the fear of losing even one. However, a stole is required to keep you warm, where the velvet cannot. As I mounted the steps of the plane on my way from London to Paris, A man behind me asked if a cat had scratched the cuffs of my jeans. I laughed and said, yes. And that became the start of the original cat scratch jeans design. Thank you, sir. I had created the cuffs by slicing the denim in strips, but leaving the bottom seam in place to hold the fabric intact. Jeans seemed so boring back then, 12 years ago, but versatile and comfortable as well. I decided to get really creative and expand my imagination, so to speak. That resulted in several unusual and versatile cuff designs, using the most beautiful of fabrics that I could find, and then hiring a tailor to create them for me. She was not pleased to do the job because of its complexity, but I was thrilled with the results of her work. Since then, jeans have blossomed into every imaginable state of beauty as well as road-ragged disrepair. But I've never seen any like those that I designed. Zorro wore a cape. So did Count Dracula and Superman. To say that capes have a certain power is debatable, but if you dare to wear one, your experience will be personal and most likely unforgettable. If it is deep blue velvet and lined in gold silk, all the better. You must stride rather than walk so that the cape flows out behind you. Unfurl it confidently before sitting down, whether at the opera, the ballet, or an autumn evening at a sidewalk cafe in Paris or Vienna. Always keep it on one shoulder and never let it slip to the floor. It is velvet after all, and it wants to travel of its own volition. Don't allow that. Stay in control of it, or it may crumple and embarrass itself. Remember, kings and queens wore capes. Don't drop the standard. Dance. This is why I prefer cats. The ocean blue shimmer gown. Whippets cannot resist it, unfortunately. Getting ready for an evening out in Paris. This gown puts me in mind of stars sparkling in a deep blue velvet sky. The white faux fur fox stole, created by a very famous furrier, was a special order for those who prefer to keep foxes mischievous. Will lighten the ground upon which you glide, all eyes upon your every step. Shocking to see one so heavenly, so close to earth. The slim black jean, beautiful wool on the cuff, striped pattern. Wear it with a feminine blouse with some frou-frou on the sleeves. The juxtaposition will be magnificent. If Paris calls to you, you must go. London. Black velvet. Silver lace. There's something so intriguing about a demure-looking girl, American perhaps, hunting the Marché aux Puces for treasures, especially when she is wearing the most wonderful jeans that I had ever seen. Let me explain. They caressed her long legs and flared slightly at the lower leg. To say that from the front she looked sleek and sophisticated is an understatement. As I passed her and looked back, I saw the chain and grommet detail, and the sly little fox, the sly little cat, embroidered on her back pocket. Très gamine indeed. To say that she looked sublime in those jeans is yet another understatement. I still wonder what treasure she desired finding at our marché. I do regret not asking.